What I know for sure is that indecision is a decision. I'm not talking about the period that I like to call the think time, where you look at something back to forth and upside down, where you permit doubts and fears to crowd your brain, but you also look deeply at the opportunities that your decision can bring. Instead, I am talking about letting that thinking time go on for so long that you wallow back and forth and get knee-deep in decision paralysis. You know what I'm talking about, right? You have to make a decision about your career and you don't. You have to decide whether you should move on from the person that causes you pain and you don't. Heck, figuring out what to cook for dinner or even the color to dye your hair mires you down in too much deliberation. Let me quickly share a conversation I had with a very dear friend some years ago. At the time, I decided I would take out all my life savings from the bank and purchase a small apartment in New York City. Now, remember what I said? My life savings. So it meant that if I did, my account would go down to a big fat zero. So my friend, upon hearing my decision, asked, "What makes it so easy for you to take risks, Judette? Aren't you afraid?" And of course I responded that I was afraid. At times I was very, very afraid. But those feelings never prevented me from having a deep conversation with my fear. In fact, I never disregard fear at all. All I do is open the door, invite fear in for a moment into the passenger side of my brain, and I ask, what if? For instance, in relation to purchasing the apartment in New York City, all I said to fear was, what if I have a place of my own in a big city where I could go for inspiration and replenish my creativity? Fear immediately got busy. It told me about being penniless and not having an emergency fund to rely on, and about New York City being a big scary place for a woman on her own. But then I told fear, what if I could rent out this potential space to my friends and even strangers during the times I was not there? I reminded fear that I would not be alone because I made friends easily and I could rely on a small circle of friends or people that I already knew in the city. Fear had no more arguments left, and I opened the door and I allowed it to move from the passenger side of my brain to the back seat of my mind. I wasn't going to allow fear to sit next to me anymore. Here is today's teachable moment. The most amazing thing about asking the what if question is that it will teach you to suspend all negative patterns of thinking and get you into an imaginative frame of mind, which will give you the confidence to take significant steps towards your goals. From the moment you do that, you'll see you begin to craft your own path to radically strengthen your ability to make clear decisions. You will save so much time, stress, and wasted energy as you begin to live life on your own terms. No more decision paralysis. Yes, even at your age.